What's going on, guys? Your boy Amazing here, back with another video, and in today's video, guys, we are here with the 70s X solo leveling collaboration coming to Grand Cross. But what I wanted to do in today's video is the should you summon. So we're gonna be covering each of the 3 new characters, the banner as well, and giving you guys an informed decision on whether or not you should be summoning based on those things. If you guys do enjoy videos like this, definitely make sure to hit that like button and subscribe, as we are on the road to that 52,000 subscribers. I definitely do appreciate the support on the channel, guys. And without the way, man, let's hop in and let's go through the characters that are coming with solo leveling. So starting off with the first character that we have here, guys, we have the S rank hunter, Monarch of Shadows, Jin Woo. Yeah, so this is the first ever darkness attribute collab character that we've ever gotten in the game, guys. So yeah, I mean, with that being said, that's really insane. And yeah, he's SSR rarity. He's going to be the human race. So hopping into his passive here, Army of Shadows, applies Bloodlust on all enemies for 2 turns and applies Monarch's Domain on the hero for 3 turns at the start of the battle. Now Bloodlust is going to be all stats minus 10% and damage taken plus 15%. And then Monarch's Domain is going to inflict damage equal to 8% of the hero's max HP on all enemies and increases the human allies' basic stats by 15% and decreases their damage taken by 30% at the start of the ally's turn. Now, at the start of the battle and for each enemy hit by the hero's skills, the hero gains 3 level ups. Now, 3 level ups with the every 10 levels granting the hero 50% damage suppression for 1 turn, and the max amount you can actually get is going to be level 100, and it resets at the end of the battle. So for the level up, it's going to be damage dealt plus 4%, basic stats plus 1%, and then the max would be a level 30, right? And at least for the actual like bonuses, but you do go past to, if I'm not mistaken, to the level 200, right? Because you start at level 100. Now, when the hero uses a skill, Bloodlust is applied to the target for 2 turns, and when the hero uses a attack skill other than the ultimate move to deal damage to an enemy with Bloodlust, the target takes additional damage equal to 50% of the final damage. And if an enemy with the Bloodlust uses a attack skill on Jin Woo on their turn, the skill coefficient decreases by 40%, only reduces the attack against Jin Woo if it's an all target attack. So yeah, I mean, you know, guys, there's tons of things in Jin Woo's kit here that we've kind of went over, but let's actually move over now to the skills of the character and then the ultimate. So for the first skill here, we have the Mutilate skill. So it's going to inflict Mutilate damage that does not trigger critical strikes equal to 500% of attack on 1 enemy. Now Mutilate is going to be 3 times pierce rate increase and additional damage equal to 75% of the crit damage minus 100%. Now for the second skill, we have the Igris skill. It's going to apply Infect on the enemy for 2 turns and then inflicts weak point damage equal to 230% of attack on all enemies. So this is going to apply the Infect debuff where it restricts recovery related stats. And then weak point is actually going to deal the damage to the debuff as you use the skill. So you are getting the full benefit of weak point. So that is obviously very strong. And then Monarch's Domain is going to apply Bloodlust for 2 turns. It inflicts Mutilate damage equal to 750% of attack on all enemies. Now Bloodlust is going to be again the minus all stats and the damage taken. And then the Mutilate is going to be the same as the first skill right there. So yeah, in terms of the actual scaling on the dupes here, guys, this is a pretty important thing to actually mention because, you know, with this being a should you summon, knowing whether or not to be chasing dupes is going to be very important. Now with Jin Woo, I'm going to specify here that I would say if you are planning on summoning for this character specifically, 2 out of 6 is going to be a really good spot because that's where you actually do get the 50% damage suppression. Before that, you actually do not get any 50% damage suppression at all, and you actually start getting it at 2 out of 6. So in my opinion, guys, if you were to kind of chase dupes for this character specifically, 2 out of 6 is going to be the spot where you actually are in a very good spot with him, right? So that's going to be where I'm at in terms of, you know, getting dupes for Jin Woo specifically. Alright, guys, now moving on to the S rank hunter, the dancer Cha. So let's actually go over exactly what she's able to do here. So for her passive here, if all allies participating in the battle are humans, the hero gains Fragment of Glory and debuff immunity for 1 turn at the start of the battle. Fragment of Glory is going to be critical damage plus 60% and it stacks up to 4 times. Now when a human ally uses a single target attack during the ally's turn, the hero gains a Fragment of Glory. And each time the hero gains a Fragment of Glory, human allies' basic stats are going to increase by 7% at a limit of 3 times. So it's a total of 21%. And then if the hero stacks the Fragment of Glory effect the maximum number of times, all instances of the effect are removed and the hero gains Blade of Glory. Now Blade of Glory is going to be the attack related stats plus 30% and damage dealt with single target attacks plus 100% and removed when the attack target is defeated. And if the hero's HP is full, the hero evades enemy all target attacks other than ultimate moves, and the hero gains a Fragment of Glory upon evading an attack, which is obviously very strong. So yeah, that's going to be the passive right there for Cha. Let's actually move over now to these skills here and we'll talk about what she's able to do with that. So Sword Rain right here is going to inflict light speed damage equal to 500% of attack on one enemy. Light speed is going to be 2 times critical chance increase, damage dealt plus 40% for each fragment of glory on the hero, and 2 times critical damage increase when the hero uses a skill while Blade of Glory is active. Now for the second skill right here, guys, I think this also is a mistranslation on the website, because they did mention on the live stream that this is a remove buffs and stances on the rank 3, and then on the rank 1 it actually is a remove buff. So remove buffs from one enemy and cancel stances and inflicts damage equal to 400% of attack. That's what I'm assuming it is going to do. And then moving on to the ultimate here, guys, gains 3 fragments of glory, then inflicts light speed damage equal to 400% of attack on all enemies. And you guys know what light speed is. It's the exact same as the first skill that she has right there. Now, in terms of the dupes here for Cha here, guys, I don't think it's as dupe dependent as Jin Woo, but I definitely will mention right here is that the amount of basic stats that you are giving to your team through the unique percent, so you actually go right here, it's each time the hero gains a fragment of glory, human allies basic stats increase by 7%. That's at the 6 out of 6 dupe level, so that will change depending on the dupes. Not that I think you really need to chase dupes for this character if you do plan on summoning, but that is something to mention just for you guys that might not have known. Alright guys, now moving on to the final character that we have with the collaboration, Army of Shadows Predator Beru. Now, hopping into the actual passive here for the Ant King, the hero is giving the additional race human when participating in battle with a darkness attribute hero. Increases applicable allies basic stats by 5% for each one participating in the battle, and the applicable allies being Jin Woo and unknown races. Now, the hero also gains the consume effect for 2 turns and taunts for 1 turn at the start of the battle. Consume is going to be the attack related stats plus 20%. And then taunts enemies for 1 turn if the hero uses 2 single target attacks during the ally's turn. And if the hero's HP falls below 1 during the enemy's turn, while a consume effect is active, limit to once per turn, the hero recovers HP equal to 100% of the max HP and gains 30% of attack related stats and 80% critical damage, 1 each up to a maximum of 2 for 3 turns. Now, the hero also gains the absorbability effect when consume is removed, or if the hero has consume at the start of the ally's turn, then you're actually going to get the absorbability being the 7% all stats, or damage dealt with the single target attacks for plus 35% to stack up to 3 times. Right, and then the hero recovers HP by 50% of max HP and gains the absorbability effect when the hero defeats an enemy. So that's going to be the passive right there. Now, moving on to these skills, we have the Hypersonic Assault. So this is going to inflict consume damage equal to 500% of attack on one enemy. Consume is going to be 3 times the pierce rate increase and 2 times the critical damage increase. Now, for the second skill, the Fleeting Claw, it's going to increase the hero's basic stats by 7%, which are each separate buffs, right? Because you're getting the attack, defense, and HP. And then inflicts amplified damage equal to 450% of attack on one enemy. And amplify is going to be damage dealt plus 30% per active buff on self. Now for the ultimate here, guys, increase own attack related stats by 50% and gain the consume effect that inflicts consume damage equal to 810% of attack on one enemy. And again, you guys know what consume does. Now, again, to mention with the dupes and how they scale with Beru here, guys, if we actually look at it right here, the amount of HP recovered when revived is dependent on the dupe level. So you guys can see at the 1 out of 6, you only get 30%, whereas at the 6 out of 6, you get a full revive. So really right here, the thing that you would be looking for in terms of the dupes on Beru is going to be for the amount of HP you get on the revive, because that I think is massive, right? Going from 30% to 100% HP on the heal, I think is insane and can definitely turn a match in your favor. So, you know, bear that in mind, guys, when you are thinking about summoning on this, that dupes on Beru are very, very important and, you know, could matter for a lot of your matchups in PvP. Alright guys, so now that we've covered all 3 of the kits of the characters here, let's actually move on now to the banner and we'll talk about the other featured units that are available. So as you guys can see here for the draw lineup and rewards, increased drop rate for Jin Woo, Cha, and also Beru. But then the other characters that are going to be featured on the banner include Gelda, we have the green Sigurd, we have Balder, Camilla, red Roxy, the green Easton right there, you have red Lilia or the LR Lilia, you have red Shin, you have blue Nanashi, Tyr, and then we also do have the Halloween Slater and the Wedding Diane right there. So yeah, I mean, overall, like a lot of this banner is seasonals or characters that aren't really on banners often. So there is that. And then also the rate up for the characters right here, I think are split between a total of 0.75%. So it's not just like a normal 0.5% rate up. It's actually 0.75 across the 3 units. So with that being said, guys, should you be summoning on this banner for solo leveling collab? In my opinion, guys, just based on how good the characters are with their kits, I think this banner is a must summon. And the reason why I say this is because Jin Woo is absolutely absurd as a DPS character in both PvP and PvE. I'm going to say this right now before we even get him in the game. And I know this because of the fact that he's doing so much in his kit where we're getting a ton of, additional damage on the AoE. We're getting a ton of, automatic damage through the Monarch's domain. And we're getting the level ups as well, which in PvE we're going to be able to, really benefit from the level ups, whereas in PvP you're not going to get as many, when you're actually fighting through an enemy. And I mean, overall, like, all of this right here in Jin Woo's kit is really strong. He hits very hard. And then we're looking at like Cha here. I mean, she has very good viability right now in PvP with the buff strip. She also does have the really good single target damage, and being immune to AoE skills at full HP can be a really nice thing as well against, a lot of the teams right now, especially in tandem, with that taunt that Beru is providing, and him being able to refresh the taunt as well, doing into a double single target, I think is a really nice thing as well. So yeah, in general, guys, I do think that this is a must summon collaboration, which I don't really say that often for collaborations being must summons. I do recommend sometimes summoning on collabs, but this time I'm actually saying this is a must summon collab, and I definitely do recommend you guys spend your gems, as this is going to be a hard to miss up banner with the 3 brand new characters being absolutely absurd, and the banner itself being pretty good overall across the board. So yeah, guys, that's where I'm at right now with the banner. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Will you guys be summoning on the solo leveling collab for Grand Cross? But that's going to be it for the video, and I hope you guys did enjoy. I'm going to see you guys on the next one, man. Peace out. Have a good rest of your day, guys. See you later.